proof of work is achieved whenever the hash of the header is less than the difficulty level. We have seen that. Now how do you compute the difficulty level of the block? Now we'll come to that. So now how do you compute the difficulty level of the block? Now we'll come to that. So for that we'll again go back to the first assignment that we told that block creation frequency is every 10 minutes, right? We told that. So essentially to create in 2016 blocks, you will take 20160 minutes, which is nothing but 2 weeks or 14 days. Okay. So essentially difficulty level is achieved using a formula. Difficulty level is equal to previous difficulty level into 20160 divided by time taken for last 2016 blocks. I'll just explain this in a while. Okay. So now if 10 minutes is the ideal time, then for 2016 blocks this denominator will be also 20160, right? Then this will cancel, difficulty level will remain the same. But assume the case where node 6, who is a miner, assume that he bought a superior hardware which can actually compute the hash value much faster compared to other nodes in the network. Now what will happen? He will compute the nonce value say within 7 minutes. So initially it was 10 minutes, he bought the software or the hardware which is computationally more effective and much powerful. He computed it in 7 minutes. Now what will happen? This denominator, likewise 2016 blocks at 7 minutes is created. So denominator will become 2016 into 7 instead of 2016 into 10. So essentially 20160 divided by 2016 into 7 becomes a factor greater than 1. So difficulty gets increased. So whenever the block creation time goes less than 10 minutes, difficulty is increased. Why? Because it wants to set the block creation time as 10 minutes always. Okay. And if there are cases where the block creation time is greater than 10 minutes, this factor will be less than 1, which means the difficulty level will decrease. Okay. So that is the concept about difficulty level. Difficulty level is kept so that consensus is easy to achieve and consensus can be easily verified, whereas it is very difficult to fulfill. So when we talked about the difficulty level is nothing but a target hash value. What you aim is you want the hash of the header to be less than this target value. It actually is set to a lower value. So what happens when the target hash is set to a lower? So assume that this is the list of entire possible target hash values. You had set the target hash value which is valid to be this. Now when you lower this target hash value, it is again reducing the list of possibilities from which you have to get the acceptable hash value. So essentially you have to choose or you have to get a nonce which will satisfy a hash within that smaller range. Okay. So which means that when the target hash value